Hey, what's going on, guys? So I know I said I'd definitely show you how to actually work these indicators, the harmonics patterns that you just learned about over in the second video. I created a strategy from another harmonics indicator that works really well for me and is very effective. So I definitely want to introduce you guys to it. I'm gonna use mine. Go ahead and log into one of my demo account. All right, there we go. All right, so this I sh I used to trade different regular patterns and stuff like that, but ever since I discovered the harmonics pattern and I recognized that the market does make a specific type of movement each and every time, I'd rather to trade based on the harmonics patterns than to just trade regular. Harmonics is it's kind of a advanced way of trading, but it's a high probability way of trading, and like we all know, trading is not 100% guaranteed, but we work from high probabilities, and I'd rather have a higher probability of knowing where the market is going than to just make a prediction based on trends and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and load in the Dream Green method, and here it goes. So first of all, let me go ahead and take this indicator off. Let me take this one off first so I can explain this. Alright, so this is the harmonic. These are the harmonics pattern that you just recently learned about. As you can see here, the pattern finished complete in here, and it's heading for a downtrend. It hasn't gone completely down as yet, but it's on the way down for a downtrend. These are the Fibonacci retracement lines here. These are possible points of where the candlesticks might reverse to. So, typically when I get a signal or whenever I get a pattern completion, I would normally put my stop loss. Right here, because this is the last possibility of places where it might retrace based on the slope that the pattern calculated. I want to put it at the highest place. So you always want to get in on this trade really early, whenever the pattern completes, because if the pattern complete here, your stop loss wouldn't be that far from where you started at. So you'd not be risking that much money. But if you get the pattern down here, then your stop loss is here. It's like a big gap. So you always want to get in on a trade early and put your stop loss as tight as possible to the highest Fibonacci retrace possibility of a retracement line. Now this pattern completed, the shark pattern completed, and as soon as the shark pattern completes, you normally get a signal that pops up. Let me see if I can get one right now. This is the 1 minute chart. Let me see if I can get one that to pop up really fast. Let's see if we can get one to pop up really fast. Alright, so we weren't able to get one to pop up. Alright, so here's another chart right here of a retracement. So we got the signal here that it was a selling opportunity because the pattern completed up here, so it has to drop in the D pattern. Put your stop loss here. It went all the way down. Usually we either put a take profit right here, and set another take profit somewhere else. But typically you probably already made money on this currency and probably pulled out at this point. We normally go for 50 pips each every time it retraces, but sometimes you can't get a full 50, you can get a 30. Go ahead and take the trade out. And you also always want to move your stop loss into profit. I can't show you at the moment because there isn't a trade to take that I could show you. But see, if you put your stop loss here, the market would never come back up at this point It went all the way down and came back up, and it went through the second Fibonacci line, but it didn't touch the third one. This is why you want to put your stop loss at the highest Fibonacci level, because that's the highest place where it might retrace. This has a lot more dropping to do as well. Take a look at this one right here. You got the signal here. It told you to put your stop loss here, and then it just went completely down. This is a beautiful one, and that's obviously because the market shot all the way up. So for instance, right, you only want to use this indicator between the London session and the New York session. And if you don't know what the London session or the New York session is, then I don't think you're even ready to start using this indicator. You should know what time it is. I'm not going to say it because you should already know what time it is. And if you don't, then you have to go back to the previous videos that I've made, or previous videos with Steve Morrow on the charts. The 4-hour chart. So what I typically do is I look at the 4-hour chart, right? Say for instance, I look at the 4-hour chart and I see an uptrend on the 4-hour chart. The market is going up, and you remember, we look at the 4-hour chart just to see the direction of the market, but we always trade from the 15 or the 30-minute chart because we want to get a better entry at a lower price point. We want to see exactly where the market is. So right here, it's telling us that it's a sell, but on the 4-hour chart, we're seeing a complete uptrend. So obviously, you want to ignore this. Not really ignore it, but you obviously don't want to take too much pips if you get a signal for a sell on a 30-minute or the 15-minute chart, because it's on a total uptrend. So the market is looking to go up regardless of anything. So always look at the 4-hour or the day chart to see direction, or even the weekly or the monthly chart to see the direction, see what direction the market is heading, and then you take a trade based on the direction of the market. So if you get a sell order and the 4-hour chart is saying it's the total direction is a buy order, then it's completely different. Alright, so what else I would like to show you? There is an alert that pops up every time that the pattern completes. Obviously, I'm making this video during the Asian session, so there won't be any pop-ups or anything. There won't be much signals that pop up, any alerts that pop up at this time for you to take a trade at this moment. And if you do get a trade during the Asian session, make sure it's a quick scalp of the market, not a long-term trade, because during the Asian session, like Steve said, it's only for accommodating, accumulating contracts and kind of getting you to make wrong decisions about the market. So you never want to do a long-term trade during the Asian session. All right, so let me go ahead and put on a 15-minute chart. And also, let me insert the bands indicator. Now, the bands indicator is a determination to tell you if the market is oversold or overbought. Now, when the market goes into the red lines, that means it's being overbought. Now, when it comes down to the blue line, I mean it's being oversold. Now, this yellow line is like I like to call it a support and a resistance line. Like, if you notice, the market always stays in between this yellow line, or it always go outside of the red line and comes back within to the yellow line, or even a blue line. It comes out of the blue line. Let me see if I can find a really good example. This is a really good pattern as well. Alright, so this is a 30-minute chart. Sometimes it might not go all the way outside of the bands. It'll go, because when it goes outside of the band, that means it's being oversold to the maximum. So you definitely don't want to go ahead and sell it at that point. You definitely don't want to. You definitely want to make a sell order. Look for a sell order whenever it comes between these red lines, and look for a buy order whenever it comes between these two blue lines as well. Whenever it stays in the middle, that means the market is in consolidation. It's trying to accumulate contracts. So at this point right here, Um, at this point right here, hold on 1 second. Let me go ahead and fix this. All right, I'm back. So right at this point, we're in an Asian session, and as you can see, the market is just going up and down between going up and down between the support and resistance line, accumulating contracts, trying to get people to make an indecision. Now, every single day at 5 p.m., the market starts. The average daily range starts. And go ahead and take a look. As you can see, every single day, the market makes a specific movement. This specific currency moves 257 pips on an average daily range. Today it only did 53 pips so far because remember the market starts at 5 p.m. every single day. It opens at 5 p.m. That's what they like. That's the time they start at. And so far it only made 53 pips. Tonight at around 3 a.m. during the London session, it will make a decision to move, or tomorrow morning during New York session. And it either goes to the average daily range high or it either goes to the average daily range low. So, that's why you want to trade during the London session, because you can catch the move going up or down. Okay, I also put a sessions indicator inside of the indicator folder, and the sessions indicator is basically an indicator just to tell you what time and what session is going on. See, the red background means that this is the New York session, and this is what happened during the New York session. The light blue section means it's the Asian session, which is, we all know, is the consolidation session. And this indication is just not an indication that you keep on. You just take a look just to help you see what happened during each session. So you can just take it off after you see what happened during the previous session. It's just to help you identify what happened and what moves was made previously. And the ADR indicator is to help you determine if a currency does its average daily range, it normally bounces off probably about, it normally comes back here around 30 to 30 pips. You look for a sell order sometimes depending on the time. If it's early in the morning, early during New York session, you can look for a possibly sell order. If it's London, you can look for a sell, or same thing here. It might pop out the average daily range. Never look for a complete sell or complete buy at the ADR. And that should be it for the setup. You basically just have to practice and learn how this indicator works, and in no time you'll definitely see how the setup is, how everything is set up and how everything runs with this indicator. If you want to get alerts to your phone, you have to go to Tools, Options, go inside of your app, your MetaTrader application on your phone. Go to your terminal, get your MetaQuotes ID number, and put the ID number here. Test it to see if your phone pings, and then just click OK. Now, if you want signals to your phone each and every day, you don't have to enable your push notification, enable both of these, and click OK. If you want signals enabled, signals to go to your phone, you're gonna have to click each and every currency, go to chart window, and you're gonna have to put a template on each and every one. It won't send you a signal for a chart that's not up here, so you have to do the same thing I just did to this one to each and every one that you want to get an alert for to your phone or on your computer. Now that's about it for this video. I'm gonna have another video showing a